Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CISSP Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the ISC Squared CISSP exam with focused explanations and practical context. In this episode, we are focusing on disaster recovery planning, often referred to as DRP, and its integration with continuity of operations. These two processes are essential components of a comprehensive resilience strategy. While business continuity planning ensures the overall organization can function during a disruption, disaster recovery planning zooms in on technology, making sure that critical systems and data can be recovered quickly and reliably. Together, they safeguard continuity and restore functionality when systems fail, ensuring the organization can continue serving its stakeholders, even in the face of adversity. As a future certified information systems security professional, understanding the role and mechanics of DRP and continuity of operations is vital. You will be expected to guide or support recovery efforts, document and test recovery plans, coordinate with multiple teams, and ensure that systems are restored within acceptable timeframes. This means being proactive, strategic, and prepared well before any disruption actually occurs. Let us begin by defining disaster recovery planning. DRP is a structured, organized approach to restoring critical IT systems and infrastructure following a disruptive event. It is a subset of business continuity planning, meaning it supports but does not replace broader continuity efforts. Where business continuity planning looks at how the organization maintains its core functions overall, DRP focuses specifically on the technology, the servers, applications, data, networks, and systems that support those functions. The goal of DRP is to minimize downtime and data loss, allowing the organization to resume operations as quickly and smoothly as possible. Disruptions may come in many forms. Natural disasters like hurricanes, floods, or earthquakes can take entire facilities offline. Cyberattacks, such as ransomware or data breaches, can cripple infrastructure or lock out users. Even seemingly minor issues like a hardware failure or accidental data deletion can escalate quickly without proper recovery mechanisms in place. A well-developed disaster recovery plan includes clear instructions, defined roles, documented procedures, and established resources for recovering from these events. The faster and more effectively an organization can recover, the less damage it will suffer in terms of finances, reputation, and service delivery. DRP is not about avoiding disruptions. It is about preparing for them and reducing their impact when they occur. Let us now explore the key elements that make up an effective disaster recovery plan. First, we have recovery time objectives, or RTO, and recovery point objectives, or RPO. These benchmarks define the time and data tolerances for system recovery. The recovery time objective tells you how quickly a system or service must be restored to avoid unacceptable consequences. The recovery point objective tells you how much data loss is acceptable measured in time. For example, if the RPO is 4 hours, your backups must be frequent enough that no more than 4 hours of data is lost during restoration. Second, we have backup solutions. These include full data backups, incremental backups, real-time replication, and off-site or cloud storage options. Effective backup strategies ensure that current, complete, and secure copies of data are available whenever needed. These backups must be tested regularly to ensure they can actually be restored quickly and reliably. Third, the DRP must specify alternate processing sites. These are locations where systems and personnel can operate if the primary facility becomes unavailable. Hot sites are fully equipped and can take over operations almost immediately. Warm sites have some equipment and require a short ramp-up time. Cold sites are basic facilities that require setup before becoming operational. The choice depends on the organization's RTO budget and risk tolerance. Communication is another essential element. The DRP must include contact lists, escalation procedures, and predefined messages for stakeholders. Communication during a disaster must be fast, accurate, and coordinated. Confusion or delays in communication can make a bad situation worse. Lastly, technical recovery procedures must be detailed and specific. These procedures outline the exact steps needed to recover systems, who is responsible for each step, and how to verify that recovery is successful. The more precise and organized these procedures are, the faster and smoother the recovery process will be. Let us now connect disaster recovery planning to continuity of operations. Continuity of operations refers to the broader goal of keeping the organization running even while DRP is being carried out. This integration ensures that technical recovery efforts support overall business resilience. For example, if a financial services company loses access to its data center, the DRP gets systems back online, but continuity of operations ensures that payroll still runs, customer inquiries are answered, and regulatory requirements are met throughout the disruption. To achieve this integration, DRP must align with the organization's business continuity planning objectives. There should be no gaps between the recovery of technology and the continuation of operations. This means identifying essential personnel, training them for continuity roles, and providing the tools and access they need to do their jobs during a disruption. Organizations also need to maintain updated operational records, procedural documentation, and contact directories. These resources must be accessible during a crisis, both electronically and physically. Continuity of operations is not just about having the right tools. It is about ensuring people have the knowledge and resources to act effectively under pressure. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other podcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Testing is one of the most important ways to evaluate the effectiveness of a disaster recovery plan. This begins with tabletop exercises where team members walk through a simulated scenario to verify understanding and coordination. These exercises test decision-making, communication flows, and documentation quality. More advanced testing includes simulated events where systems are taken offline and backups are restored, sometimes in parallel environments. The most rigorous tests involve full-scale failover and recovery using real infrastructure. While resource incentive, these tests provide the most accurate assessment of readiness. After each test or exercise, the organization should conduct a formal review. Post-exercise reports analyze performance, identify areas for improvement, and recommend updates to procedures. This feedback loop ensures that the plan evolves as threats, technologies, and organizational priorities change. Training also plays a critical role. Everyone involved in recovery, whether in IT, operations, or communications, must understand their roles and be able to execute them under pressure. Regular training ensures that staff are confident, prepared, and able to respond effectively when the unexpected occurs. Disaster recovery plans must also be updated regularly. As systems are upgraded, new technologies are deployed, or business processes change, the plan must reflect those developments. An outdated DRP is often worse than no plan at all, as it creates a false sense of security. Now let us talk about maintaining and improving DRP and continuity of operations over time. Maintenance is an ongoing process. It involves keeping documentation current, systems aligned, and personnel engaged. This includes updating recovery procedures when new applications are introduced, rotating responsibilities to keep staff cross-trained, and revisiting RTO and RPO targets as the business environment evolves. Risk assessments and impact analyses should be conducted regularly to ensure that DRP remains aligned with actual business needs. These assessments help prioritize which systems and processes receive the most attention and investment. Collaboration is also essential. Disaster recovery planning cannot be done in isolation. Cybersecurity professionals, IT staff, department managers, and executives all bring valuable perspectives. Working together ensures that plans are comprehensive, practical, and fully supported by the organization. Continuous improvement means learning from every test, every incident, and every near miss. When something goes wrong, whether internally or in another organization, it is an opportunity to refine your plan. This mindset of continuous learning and adaptation is what builds true resilience. An effective disaster recovery and continuity program does more than just protect data. It ensures the long-term survival of the organization. It provides a foundation for confidence, a pathway to recovery, and a signal to employees, customers, and stakeholders that the organization is prepared, capable, and committed to continuity. Thank you for listening to the CISSP Prepcast by Bare Metal Cyber. Visit baremetalcyber.com for additional episodes, extensive CISSP study resources, and personalized certification support. Enhance your understanding of disaster recovery planning and continuity of operations, and will guide you confidently towards CISSP certification success.